Damn, that was close.
Easy.
Life is like a...
Wow. Welcome to tonight's Plumes of Hazard. I am
Sriracha farts.
Mass Blast 09. Here are my co-host, Understudy 77, Fubaka, and the Angstful Vapor.
You like that one, actually? Sriracha farts?
Cilantro.
Angsty control room.
Mm-hmm.
And welcome to Vacant Viper for staying up past his bedtime.
I know what you like.
I know what you like.
He came with Mooch, didn't you know?
He did? Oh,
Was Mooch in the sidecar?
Mooch is probably having him on. In the sidecar on an electric bicycle. Welcome, everybody.
Schoolgirl.
I know what you like.
Giggle like a schoolgirl.
I need to dig up that video.
Yeah, you do.
So what's up, everybody? I'm too close to the screen. Yeah, just another.
Is he we're coming back in, Massey? Looking a little bit more normal this week.
Yeah, and then get down with the sickness. So, yeah, vaping biker. So, what's going on?
Man, I feel like hammered shit.
Wow.
I've had some weird bug like for like the last 2 or 3 days. I got up this morning and I got on my 8:00 a.m. every day conference call with my client and I signed in. They're like, "You okay?" I was like, "I'm fine." So then I went and laid down for like 2 hours and
Yeah, Bob, bro, it's fine. I had a little bit of a rough weekend, but I'm a strong girl.
I have the other side of the crappy feeling, like wallowing in that self-pity and regret from spending an entire weekend binge watching TV and playing video games. Like, there's nothing like waking up late on Monday after spending a weekend doing shit you should not have been doing and just feeling like you can't adult properly.
I'm gonna mute myself real quick so I can unload a audio track just in case.
I don't know why you'd do that.
There we go. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That said, I did enjoy the material of both the show and the game.
Did you?
I did. I liked Iron Fist and I liked the new Zelda.
Oh, that's right. You finished. I watched the first 2 episodes of Iron Fist.
So is it worth watching? Because I haven't started yet. So
it's the weakest of the Marvel series, I think.
it's supposed to be the strongest. Iron Fist.
It's the weakest show out of all of them, but I hope it gets a second season because I think they'll do it right if they do.
Wait, is that the shirt you were talking about that you're wearing right now?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. It looks very crispy.
Yes, it's very new. It's my Donald Trump shirt.
What the hell? He got a plane in his hand?
Yes,
Oh, boy.
It's a spoof off of a single track CD vinyl 18-minute long song that NoFX did like 15 years ago or more.
That reminds me of a Goldfinger album cover.
Similar, yeah. The song it's only one song. It's fucking 18 minutes long.
Damn.
That's deep.
Is it just a fucking Pink Floyd style jam track?
No, funny story. I had the hoodie when I was in high school for it, and I got kicked out of school for it because the hoodie had a twisted version of the Pledge of Allegiance on it.
Ah,
There you go.
Don't mess with the Pledge of Allegiance. Boy.
oh God bless.
Hammered to shit.
I can't figure out this thing. Like,
Whoa, what is that?
Huh?
What was that in your hand?
It was a tube of stuff I was putting in my ears. Medicine. So like on Friday, like I just didn't feel well, but I was functional, but it just kind of felt crap. My throat hurt and that kind of thing. And then it was like moved on to my head and then sinuses, and then the sinuses cleared up, but the headache stayed, and then the throat got better. And then today the throat's back and now I'm coughing. It's like the fucking weirdest thing in the world. Normally I get a cold. When I get a cold, it rolls in and like 4 hours later I'm over it. This thing is, I can't figure this shit out.
Maybe it's because you love it too much and you can't be apart from it.
That's probably
it could be worse. Yeah, you could be smoking.
This isn't just any cold. You're having a hard time getting over this one.
It could be smoking.
That would dull all the senses, though.
Breakup sponsored by Monster.
This light's too white. Too blue white.
Too white.
Hold on. I'm going to fix that.
He's going to put a bottle of Schlitz malt liquor in front of it, and the light will no longer be too white.
Mm-hmm. Everything's better with it filtered through a Schlitz malt liquor. This better. This feels a little better. It's at least a little darker. That's better. Man, that's better. At least it doesn't hurt my eyes as much. That's what really counts. But like, I feel funny because I'm like all squinty and my eyes are watering because I keep coughing. I'll try to mute myself. Hopefully, it won't be too intrusive on the show. I'll just say sounding sexy. So
Angsty be like, can't get enough of your love, babe.
So Sean, you said you've been I'm trying to figure out how to say this. So the Iron Fist thing, without getting into any spoilers, it addresses something that I've always found kind of
Ridiculous?
No, frightening.
Okay.
And that comes from a thing where I haven't always agreed with what other people call, I guess, normal or the average opinions, right? I often have opinions that are a little bit out of vogue, maybe, or what other people think.
RuPaul agrees with that vogue. Continue.
So the idea of being locked up in a mental institution for simply having the wrong opinions on things creeps me out.
Yeah. And oddly enough, depending on where you go, like that shit can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, because usually, like in Facebook, you just get banned, you know?
That was a cool segment, though, because it was a creepy segment.
Mm-hmm. It's super creepy.
I thought you were going to go into the whole, like, political correctness, casting drama crap.
No, I wasn't. But that you mentioned that the other day being a thing. I didn't know that was a thing, but
It was a big thing, apparently, like way more than it should have been.
But no, that's something that it legitimately creeps me out. And I don't really care what your opinions, various political opinions are on whatever topic we're talking about. But the idea of having there's one proper way of thinking, and if you don't agree with it, then there's like some sort of like crazy like permanent lockup status thing that goes with that. That's, as an American who, ostensibly we have the First Amendment and it guarantees us the right to disagree with things, and being able to be blocked up again, regardless of your opinion, of your for or against whatever policy. I don't know. It's not only creepy. It's so that's basically okay. It's bad enough that we were in jail. It's another thing to like be forced to take mind altering drugs and be treated as if you're insane because you think differently.
Dude, what do you that's fucking, remember like electroshock therapy in the 60s and 50s?
There were a lot of parts of the show. And typically like shows don't kind of make me like glance away.
Mm-hmm.
Like there were a lot of parts of that show where I was like, this is
Yeah.
I don't really want to watch this.
So like I said, I've only been through the first couple episodes, but that part in and of itself, even though it bothered me deeply, I still find that is a bit of a compelling show because it did make me feel something, I guess, is the idea.
And This isn't a spoiler per se, but I'll say something that was said in the show. It has nothing to do with the plot, but just for anybody who's concerned, plug ears for 30 seconds. That part where he's like, I'm going to get out of here in 72 hours.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, oh, in 72 hours, you'll have 5 different diagnoses. I've been here 5 years. Like, that's terrifying and uncomfortable.
Yeah, it really is. So I thought that was an interesting thing to even though it bothered me, I thought it at least was an engaging sort of interesting thing to be addressed on the show, because he was telling the truth, but just nobody believed him.
The only downside of the show, is that it's essentially like a 13-hour origin story.
Yeah,
where it never really, like, the other shows kind of found their footing. Like, it never really felt like it found its footing. Like, this is what they're working towards, so to speak. Like, it felt like a really long origin story. It wasn't a bad show. I liked it, but I don't think it was as good as the other ones.
So like Jessica Jones
But I really want them to get a season 2, because I think that's going to open it up in a big way, and they're going to get to do a lot more really cool stuff with it.
Right. Yeah, I hope so, and I hope they do get to go beyond that, because if it never gets farther than what it appears to be right now, which is, as you describe, an origin story, that's a little boring. Kind of hope it advances the plot a little bit.
I'm hoping what they kind of take the concept and the feedback of people being upset, and instead of being like, well, we're not going to do another one, they take it and they course correct, because people are going to fucking watch it.
Sure.
If the character Iron Fist is at all badass in Defenders, which comes next, people will turn out to watch season 2.
Yeah.
So it's going to make money. People are going to watch it.
I wonder. So that's an interesting point. So I wonder how companies, and this is probably something that I could research, and I'm just not going to do it. I wonder how a company like Netflix realizes the income of making a show like that. They bang out and record this show, and based on how many people watch it, you're not being charged per watch. You're just being, the only income you see is the revenue from your subscriptions. Now, if your subscriptions go up, okay, but there must be some formula for retention or something based on views.
But I have to assume that, I bet you they saw a big subscription increase with Daredevil.
Yeah.
Because they're attacking a whole new market. But now you've got Daredevil, Luke Cage, Daredevil season 2. Like, you've got to have all the Marvel guys on board already.
Right. Exactly. That's exactly right.
Boost. So they've got to. I have to wonder how they do their basis, because they don't continue every show they start.
Where was this 15 years ago? We've had so many fucking bad Marvel movies.
I'm also now kind of curious about the metrics.
Yeah.
For them paying for another season. I guess partially retention.
That has to be a part of it, right?
But with Defenders and with Stranger Things season 2 and with all the other shit that Netflix doing, it's got to be hard to judge retention based on a single offering.
Yeah, other than the only thing you really have are views, right? I mean, that's all, and then the chatter online. But
I'm guessing they probably take views into consideration, like how many people tuned in and how many people watched the whole thing.
Yeah,
as opposed to just the first couple episodes. If 1 million people watch 3 episodes, or if 10 million people watch 3 episodes, but only 1 million people continued,
right?
All that a failure.
Yeah.
Because they want you on their site. There's no ads or anything because you're paying a subscription, but they want you on their site using it.
Sean, the ads are in the show.
Oh, of course. But what's really interesting about it from a conceptual
perspective, calls are coming from inside the
what I mean, Netflix is
You think Matt Murdock actually likes Coca-Cola?
Because Netflix is spending a lot of money to make sure that you come back to their site. Not just that you don't cancel, but to make sure that you're watching.
That's right.
As opposed to any other subscription service like a gym membership.
Right.
They want you to sign up, but they don't really want you to go.
They don't care. Right.
Everybody who has a membership goes, everybody would be fucking crowded together.
Right. Well, the thing is, for $9, do you get far more out of a Netflix subscription than you do out of a gym membership?
100%. Right. But I'm just saying it's a different model, right?
Yeah.
It's an interesting model because they actually want you there utilizing their bandwidth. And they're doing things to get you there utilizing that bandwidth. Where a lot of companies just say, "Hey, as long as you're paying us, I don't really care."
Yeah. Or yeah. Anyway, I just it was just a thought.
Mm.
It was just a thought.
We'll see how they
Ooh,
do, because they're spending some money on other things too that aren't even out yet.
Oh yeah, they're spending big money.
Leo, they're putting out Tupac's next album.
No, they're doing stuff with Scorsese, I think.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. You're right.
Yeah.
You were telling me the other day about that. They got all the
Pacino, yeah, Al Pacino, De Niro,
Scorsese.
Scorsese.
I'll tell you the one thing that Iron Fist and Zelda have in common, though: fucking weapons breaking all the time.
What are they? They're ordering their shit from
It's
like Aztec.
significantly more annoying in Zelda, though.
Aztec weapons.
They really,
Chinese weapons.
they really feel like it, man. Just straight Chinesian weapons. They're
Definitely
flashy
no
and
feel of
slow,
Japan in sight.
and they look fancy. But the second you hit something with them broken,
Yeah. That's the part of the new Zelda that I'm not looking forward to, because I hate that metric. I hate that genre or meme or whatever you want to call it, trope.
you'll grow to hate the walking too.
Yeah.
So much of it. Like, just I've got like probably 30 or 40 hours in that game right now, and I've done 3 story quests out of like 6 total in the game, and the rest of it's just been spent walking and climbing across the map.
You know what game looks like a yawn fest, actually? Fucking the new Mass Effect.
Oh yeah.
Andromeda, holy fuck, it looks so bad. So
Tony was saying that he watched somebody play for like 9 hours, and bad animation aside, it looks like a really good game.
Is that right?
He said he watched Total Biscuit live stream it, and he said,
well, anything Total Biscuit does, let's be honest, Tony.
He kind of like.
Let's be honest, Tony.
I think he just got a little bit of a man crush on Total Biscuit.
Yeah.
I am
Objectively, I think the game is just like, from what I've read, it's a lot of yawn before like you really start having fun.
Dude, I am super hesitant to touch anything by Mass Effect after Mass Effect.
Especially after 3.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. 1, 2, and 3 up till the end are probably some of the best games I've ever played in my life.
Yeah.
But
only they have the power
Mass
to ruin a
Effect
game.
3 tainted the entire thing.
Yeah.
Wait, who makes Mass Effect? What studio?
BioWare.
No.
Uh,
Which is
say,
too
it
bad,
sounds,
BioWare made they made Neverwinter Nights, right? I love that game.
Oh, yeah.
That was a lot of
it's
fun.
the same guys who made Dragon Age 2. And that
Dragon
said,
Age 2, yeah.
Dragon Age 2 sucked, but Dragon Age 3, which is the one that came out for like Xbox One and PS4, I think it was Dragon Age 3, was
Origins.
legitimately a really good game.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
So maybe Andromeda will be decent because they did good with Dragon Age. Like it felt like properly epic. Like you felt like the epic you're supposed to be in that game.
Well, Motherhead brings up a good point that he said all the good writers walked out. That may have been the case after. I don't know. Maybe there's just a bad work environment.
He's right about Witcher. Witcher 3 might be one of the best games I've ever played in my life as a whole.
Is that right?
Like it's
Really?
just a really good game.
Even old school games? Like
What's that?
even old school games?
I enjoy something different about old 8 and 16-bit games than I do about like new story-driven adventures.
Yeah.
Like I don't get wrapped up in Mario. I enjoy the skill challenge of playing Mario. So I kind of rate them differently, or I don't put them in the same bucket, so to speak. Like,
Because you don't play Mario for the story, really, right?
yeah, I put Witcher up to like Grand Theft Auto, basically anything that's current. Or
like yeah, for me, like I have the like competitive multiplayer games I play, and that's like 2 or 3 games, and then whatever single players I feel like.
I keep expecting you to go, come follow me on Twitch.
No. No, we're not doing that. But the thing is, though, like I love the BioShock series. The BioShock series is like one of the best.
Sure.
Except for BioShock 2, that shit was terrible. I don't know if anyone played.
The only one I played is Infinite because I have this thing about like underwater. Like I water levels, and I hate anything dealing with water in games.
Yeah.
So I didn't touch Bioshock 1.
Did you not touch Echo the Dolphin either? You friggin'
No Echo the Dolphin.
I didn't either, best because I didn't have a Sega. I was a Nintendo guy when I was a kid.
I was too.
So you mentioned The Witcher. That I can't think of the title series whatever of The Witcher without thinking about that Yahtzee epilogue, which made me laugh so hard I cried. Just hilarious, like a puffer fish.
The only thing I will tell you if you ever play Witcher, Brian, is just make sure it's like you're by yourself.
Oh yeah,
because it's not like friendly.
Yeah, it's not friendly.
No, it's
not family friendly. Wife wouldn't enjoy it as much.
Your wife would not enjoy it.
I was a big fan of the Dead Space series, like Dead Space 1, and then like 2
was like
so
creepy.
But like EA likes to do with a lot of good things, they like to ruin them.
Yes.
For anyone in chat who has played Dead Space 3 and beat it, and it was bad. If you tell me it was good, then I question your upbringing. And if you thought the DLC after Dead Space 3 was good, then I don't watch this show.
So, Coach Natalia just brought up something in chat. Not to interrupt and talk.
Oh, whoa! What the fuck?
But
whoa!
She said, "Why didn't Billbox put a USB in there in the new DNA 60s?" And the answer to that question is, I don't know. I think it's patently ridiculous. That now I can understand why they wouldn't put a charger in there. Maybe it was too, not a room or whatever. But you gotta put one in there for Easter egg. To me, that wrecks it.
Without the
You can't ascribe to better things.
The DNA 60 is useless without the USB.
Yeah.
Especially in a billet box, which I don't think there's anything that's ever been made for the billet box that can handle more than 40 watts. Maybe the sub-tank coils.
Well, it's not a question of raw power though. It's a question of the temperature limiting and
temperature.
In that
temperature control.
You can't set your own curve or anything.
Well, right. That's the problem. I was just saying I don't think it's necessarily the fact you need 60 watts. I think the problem is it doesn't have it because you don't have really full control over your temperature limiting, which is a bummer. Even though I think temperature limiting is stupid.
Temperature limiting is stupid.
But if you like it, fine.
We just disappoint people all the time, don't we? That's your new segment, right? I don't vape. Stupid. Temperature limiting is stupid. That
is one of my things. Yes, I did add one more thing.
I saw that.
I don't have a beard.
Yeah, Lasty doesn't have a beard. What the fuck?
Angsty, that's not a beard.
I am genuinely happy to upset people when we tell them things are stupid.
Yo, do you remember Max Payne? Max Payne was pretty badass when they were like the first ones to come out with bullet time. Remember that shit?
Oh, the slow-mo, yeah.
Shoot. I can move out of the way.
And then Call of Duty's like, yo, let's make games that half of them take place in slow motion.
Listen, Max Payne was, if you're playing that shit, you had to go to a psychiatrist after that level where you're crawling in a room and you're walking on an I-beam and there's a fucking baby crying and it's all dark.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that fucking level? Yeah. Talk about.
Okay, Mass, I'm glad you mentioned that because I remember buying Max Payne when on PS2 when they would run them for when they've been out for a while, it's like $20 something or $15.
Yeah.
So I'm like, sweet, whatever. I bought it. I played through like 3/4 of it, and then I hopped on a 14-hour flight for my brother's wedding, and I was just like, just think about Max. Just like that game just is a mind.
Anyone who's played Max Payne, at least on the computer, that shit was fucking
nuts. It was vastly so. Yeah.
That was one of the first games that really started pushing graphics because you get into that bullet time, you'd be fucked. But it's just I still remember that damn level where it was just an empty room and it was fire and it was a crying baby. I have nightmares about that shit.
So fucking Zelda has arrow time.
Does it really?
Yeah, if you're gliding and pull out your bow, drop your glider, pull out your bow in slow motion.
We don't talk about clones in the Plumes of Hazard.
And then you got to put your glider back on. And it's all slow motion. It's the only time you really get slow motion like that.
Kyle remembers.
Yeah, Kyle remembers. So let's bring it around for a little bit.
Let's ruin the show now.
Yeah. Foo, what are you vaping, buddy?
Pissed, Limo, Mulciber.
Mm.
That wedding cake Addy.
Mm-hmm.
The wedding cake.
Mike from Tiberian Vapes, Tiberian Mods.
I think.
Vapor Co.
Top 5 best looking guests we've had.
Mm.
Top 5.
And probably top 3 most energetic.
That is true. He was
That's
excited.
true.
Which is excited about everything. I think that's cool.
Evade, Abolishment, Narda. And I don't have Valentine in here for once. I have Big Anya.
Oh, wow.
Again, yeah.
From Crescent City Clouds and Lagoon.
Bingenya.
It's nice to vape a straight dessert for once and forever and make people around me hungry because it smells fucking delicious.
It does. Fu, Dean wants to know what build you have in the Mulciber.
9 wrap, 25 gauge, 3 millimeter.
Ooh.
Ooh, what else? I run it at 23 watt. So it comes out to about $1.05, $1.09 in that area. So
Dean's like, fuck, no clapping anything? That's stupid.
no, you don't. It's too small and addy. I have aliens in the goon because you kind of need them there. I think my parallels are still a little better in here, but I don't mind the aliens. But yeah, the Mulciber is tiny. You don't need to put any crazy shit in there. You don't. I've realized like the Clapton people who can only vape Claptons, like you can only vape like, or the people I know who can only vape like their, as I say, they rip off a manhole cover and just dunk their head in. Reminds me of like the metalheads I used to jam with, like in college. Like they can only shred and they couldn't play any other kind of guitar. It's like can you play Mary Had a Little Lamb? Maybe just slow it down. But yeah, I'm poking at you, Dean, because I know you play guitar and probably only know how to shred. Bitch. I know what you like. Anyway, thanks, Dean.
This week I've mostly been vaping on the old Dia and Narda's on top, El Cap, open tip, and inside. Yes, I do have my thin Claptons as I've had in here for a very long time, and Railcracker is in there as it basically always is. Then the only other thing I've been doing is to alleviate some of the head stuff. I do have my Rev 4 loaded up with embellishment. It doesn't have a USB port in it, but I don't care because it's a DNA 40, which is, as everybody who's reasonable knows, is the best board ever.
DNA 40?
Yeah.
DNA 30.
DNA 20.
30. The 30 was good when the 40 came out because the 40 had its hiccups in it.
DNA 30 Pancho. Yeah.
But once the 40 got its shit sorted out.
You mean when they started frying their screens instead of scrambling them?
No.
Yeah.
What?
Got him.
I like it.
He didn't get it.
That didn't happen like Scrambley Scrambles did. That was bad.
That was DNA 40, right?
I'll tell you, I think I know what DNA is my favorite.
That actually, I don't think that was DNA's fault. I think that was all Vapor Shark's fault, according to certain people.
I think the DNA was my favorite.
The what?
The DNA
The fit.
The 50? Yeah, the 50 was good.
Yeah.
I still got mine.
I do too. It's up there somewhere.
I like mine still. It has that scrawl with like a Dremel tip.
Yeah.
It says the 40 crossed out and 50 written.
Sean Thomas once vaped 50 watts.
Before people like go on about it, that was like a very early version of the DNA 60.
Oh.
And it was 50 back then. But I totally still have it.
And then it ate its spinach. And it's like, I'm a big kid now.
Somewhere
60
they
watts now.
10 watts.
Right. That's all. Those are the only two things I'm vaping. Sean?
So I have the Dia, Narda, Bellcap, and Abolishment. And oddly enough, outside of that, I don't have anything that I'm actively vaping. But after last week, I do now have 3 additional Nardas sitting on nothing.
Yes.
Ooh. What else? I was I've been
this.
vaping on the pancake, and I brought out a good old Irish car bomb for this weekend. It was good. It was a good cooler outside
I
vape.
haven't thought about those guys in a while.
The Omen
Yeah.
pancake?
That's from the vape kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, the Mulciber pancake.
It's fucking true, man. When it rains,
Mulciber or the pancake?
Huh?
The Mulciber or the pancake?
I call it the pancake because it's
No,
layers.
because
pancake
Omen.
is an atomizer.
Oh, I should say
No,
cake.
No, yeah,
I
I
should say
called it the
wedding
wedding cake.
Wedding cake.
You got pancake up in my head.
So that guy.
Yo, Master, you want to get some pancakes?
No.
Okay. I heard Prince is serving some, so
So how about when it fucking rains, it pours? Because I went out
purple
for
rains.
Narda because he did that big release, right?
Mm.
To grab another one, and right after I get another one, a buddy of mine messages me, and I had completely forgotten about this. He goes, "Oh yeah, I just bought a Narda deck, so you can have your Narda back." I said, "I lent you a Narda." He goes, "Yeah, like a year ago." I said, "Oh, thanks. I appreciate that."
Yeah. I that is my piece of vape mail as well. I got my Narda deck came in. It's my fourth one, but that I've got on hand. But that one's going away. I bought it to be a loner, sort of like your one to
One of mine will probably do the same.
rehab because I don't need four. What am I going to use four for? I only have two squonkers right now.
I got non-vape mail in the form of are you guys familiar with Penny Arcade?
Mm-hmm.
So they did a few like limited edition signed lithograph like cell prints.
Mm-hmm.
They're like 18 by 24. They're really pretty. So I got one of those from those
18
guys.
by 24. That's a pretty sizable thing.
Matted to
Mhm.
18.
Oh, matted. Okay.
It's still, I mean, it's still pretty sizable. And it's got like, you know, it's matted and it's got the Penny Arcade logo on it, and then it's got the two guys' signatures on it.
Will says 4 Nardas is stupid, says the guy that has got 5.
I was going to say, doesn't he have 5?
Wait, who has 5?
Will.
Are we the fucking central bank of Nardas here at the Plumes of Hazard?
We are, yeah.
I think we are.
Jesus.
So much. Well, I mean, I bought 2 that I use all the time, and then
Oh, sick.
My Uncle Marty told me you save your Nardas, you never know when they're gonna help.
I keep
I
buying
don't even
to
I
get.
don't even have mine anymore. I sold it for like $500.
All my problem is it's literally all I use now.
Yeah.
So there's really no, like, I don't have anything else. The only other thing that I have is a Hadley sitting over there that I'm probably going to get rid of, and then I will own nothing but Narda products.
You know, we should start a hardware test and trial swap within the Plumes group, where if people have hardware that they want to,
I was like,
Unless
I
I
saw a
know
picture of Bernardo once.
like, I ain't lending out. I'm not
I think-
lending out shit worth that
Dean,
money.
Dean, go like this, Dean. Go like this. Spread them apart and see if you have some hanging in there. I can guarantee you do.
Mm.
You have some hiding.
Just clap.
And Craig, you suck at Galaga. So. And his neighbors are gonna kill him now. Craig's actually up too. What are these guys doing?
Being right cunts.
Seriously. They need to be, instead of watching the show, they need to be fucking getting a Patreon together so they can buy Dingleberry a better internet connection.
No, they're.
John looks like he's
Well,
and then
here's the thing: they're actually in chat. They're always watching with a
Hey, man,
with
you
a
gotta
notebook.
give that guy a little
He's
bit of
got
credit, man. He just left a lucrative job to work in vaping.
yeah, he's an idiot. He's got that face like a potato, and it's even more potatoy now. So I'm thinking about calling Slumby and being like, "Yo, this shit's growing."
Wait,
So
how lucrative?
That's-
I mean,
It's fucking vaping.
not Big J's manager anymore.
No,
I don't know if he dropped him or not. I haven't seen anything about Big J in a long time, and I missed that guy. He was solid.
I did like Big J.
my Fitbit's telling me that it's time to go to bed, and I just told her to fuck off.
And you're like, ooh, what else? Go fuck yourself.
My honest guess for Big J is at this point, now that John has left his job to work in vaping, Big J, who's supporting Big J now? He's probably fucking like lying in a ditch somewhere, homeless.
Or he might be in a.
support the guy.
Yeah, he might be in a baby jumper.
He could be. There's literally nobody to support him anymore.
He's certainly not working at
Support these
Sainsbury's.
nuts.
Although he might be hanging out in the parking lot of Sainsbury's looking for some chicks.
That's possible.
He works for Flowers now.
Well, usually, I mean, I know they all watch the show with legal pad out with a pen.
Timestamp.
Mm-hmm.
So, Fu, you got anything to talk about this evening?
Timestamp. What you gonna do?
That's interesting.
Hey,
Did you guys see before Fu goes on? Did you guys see that the guy who put the Game Boy emulator on the Apple Watch?
Nope.
No.
Yeah.
The Game Boy emulator on an Apple Watch?
Can't imagine that would be at all fun to play.
Hey, hold on. Let me play some. Hold on.
He jailbreaked it.
Yeah, it's in chat. Check it out. Actually got controls on it, and you can use the scroll wheel to do the other controls. It's pretty cool.
Actually, what you were doing is like the GoldenEye pause. It was like, when you pause in the game GoldenEye, that's all you were doing. You were like this.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there looking at like the movement controls, right? What's your touch screen? So let's do this. I got an Apple Watch sitting over here, and the A button is here, and the move around button is here. So let's just move this up here and see how much of
let's make something worse than a Game Gear.
That's how much screen you can see when you're actually playing.
So, I was just talking about Craig being up. He just sent me this video. Like, what?
Word around the office is you've got a fat cock.
Yes, I do.
What?
I guess he wanted to timestamp the reaction on my face. I don't know.
I'm bothered.
No, Craig approached you on the subway. He's like, "Would you like to make a donation to the Ideal M Show today?"
The funny thing is that the next video after that was it gets bigger when you pull on it. I'm like, okay.
Stop it.
You got anything to share?
I do. So, this guy, I think he's in chat. Is he? Addy Tooney, please stand up.
Yeah, Addie's in there.
Yeah. Addy hit me up late Friday. He's like, "Hey, you want to come on Fresh's show tomorrow?" I'm like, "Yeah, fuck yeah." I think I actually said, "Fuck yeah," because why not? In less than 12 hours, I said okay and was on Fresh's show the following afternoon, and it was good times. If you don't remember, last week I made a joke about like a vanilla rice pudding kind of flavor, like just had the joke like call it vanilla rice. Well, Addy fucking made it on the show because it's a show about DIYing and shit. So we made that.
It's much better than this show. It's much better than this show. They actually talk about vaping.
Oh yeah. They don't have like spinning tops and stuff.
I know. Well,
Like-
the Fresh does have spinning tops, thanks to me.
Or they don't have like Hotline Bling backgrounds over their shoulder.
Well, you can't get them to do everything.
Do you actually have Drake in one of those squares over your shoulder?
No.
Is there a Drake Funko Pop? You should get one and put it in one of the things. There has to be one. But anyway, yeah, we. I mean, I'm not really one to DIY, as you know. I mix pre-existing juices. You may know me for such great concoctions as Wombolishment, Limeade and a Pissin, Fuju.
Limeade and a piston sounds like he got a fucking urinary tract infection.
Yeah.
Right? But dude, I like that a lot better than Wombolishment. Actually, Basti, you should try it. It is refreshing as fuck. You want to use more piss than limeade. That limeade goes a long way.
You did the get pissed and abolishment mix up too, like 2-to-1 or something.
Yeah, I never perfected that one though. Actually, now that you mention that, I never perfected that one to like my liking. That was, I think, more so done out of laziness as to like what I had already. I'm gonna try that again.
To your point, just to let him know, Tony just mentioned that it's his channel that you were on is Fresh03. Fresh is
Yeah,
03.
I am gonna link it.
Okay.
I'm gonna link the page or the episode or what have you. Yeah, Fresh03. He, like half of the Plumes of Hazard, is bald and has Fresh has some solid facial hair. I'm actually ashamed I don't have a picture handy of
He
Fresh.
came on the show before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know, but I don't know how. I mean, how many people were watching the Plumes of Hazard in the beginning? You know, when the Hangout started in 2008.
Hey, let's see.
So, Toonie made Vanilla Rice, and then Fresh made Rice Baby, which I believe is a Rice Krispie treat type deal. So I'll be getting to try those, I believe. So that should be cool. So thank you, Fresh, for bringing me on. Toonie, it was cool. I also was on with Gizzard Stew. Stuart Griswold, as he posts in the Facebook group and such. I am his, as I said, his post blesser in the Plumes of Hazard Facebook group. I'm his designated blesser. He comes and he's like, "Hey, Fu, can I post a link?" And I'm like, "You are blessed. Go." So that was it was nice. It was cool. It was nice to. It was early. It was on one in the afternoon. I was like, I have to be like all like mentally together and shit by then. Worked out. What else happened? I don't remember. Fuck. Mass, where's the fucking Windows 95 sound as I'm failing? Forgetting my words, damn it.
I don't know.
Or could do like the Patrick Star and have like, you know, the drool star dribbling out of my mouth. No, I think that was it. If I have something else, I'll just talk over someone. Thanks, Steve.
As is your right, as a fellow presenter here.
Oh, actually, yes. I just
There you
remembered
go.
now because my next piece. Well, first of all, I flashed the chip game earlier. We got just the regular Lay's Health.
Solid.
I don't
Ooh.
know how many of those I'm going to eat. I ate dinner not terribly long ago before the show, but it's a topic of discussion that's come up in like our respective hangout amongst our friends. I learned, are very snack deprived in terms of their choices. This is a Drake's cake. This is a funny bone. This is delicious. The people who know what this is, you know what this is. For those who don't,
Buy double dogs instead.
it's chocolate, it's cake, it's peanut butter. It is.
Super rich.
If you like coffee, it's like the best. I haven't had one in forever. I was at the grocery store earlier, and I'm like, fuck yeah, let's get some. If you like coffee, it's good with coffee. It's one of the best things in coffee. So it's fuck me good. Now, moving on.
So Costello just said something in chat and was asking if it was Gizzard that turned him onto the Rock by Boulder. And I assume you don't mean the Rock like
The Rock.
If you smell what the Rock is cooking,
or the Sean Connery movie, one or the other. What was it?
That was terrible.
Winners Go Home and Fuck the Prom Queen. That was a really terrible movie, but it was really funny because Sean
I'm
Connery.
gonna check chat.
Excuse me. I had one of these things. I've had it for a little while. Vapin Art sent it over actually when I ordered something else, and because Uncle Larry said that he wanted me to check it out. I didn't like this like at all. Now it's got a couple interesting things about it. I think I mentioned it in the show before. Like it's got like a pod you just kind of pull out. It's like made to refill, which is cool. You can't put it in backwards. Like it either way works. The contacts are on the bottom, and this is cool too. It's got a full size USB. It's built in, which makes it bigger, but it's kind of cool. It's also not vacuum operated. It's actually got a fire button. All those things are good. I did not find the flavor to be that great, and the other thing that gets me about it is it's super loose for a mouth draw. I don't really care for that. Now I've heard some people like put tape over the windows here to make it more tight. Maybe if you did that, I haven't tried that part. But even so, you'd have to. There you go. You'd have to pretty much cover the whole thing. Yeah. Anyway, I didn't really care for it. I like the Jewel a little bit better, but other than that, I still like this thing. This whole thing is great. The fit.
I like the fit.
I mean, that thing is the draw is a little loose. I think it could be a little tighter, but it's smart. It's got you can either just pull on it or like an auto switch, or you got a manual fire button. You can toggle between the two. The juice pots are huge and apparently refillable, which I've yet to get through this first big one because I haven't been feeling well. Is part of the reason. And the battery is bigger too. It's got a nice fat battery in there too. It's good size. I dig this whole thing. This thing's kind of cool. Anyway, so that was my thing on that. Oh yeah, Uncle Larry. Larry's he's the guy who owns Vapid Art. Before that, he owned Blade Art, and he's a member of a forum that I've been on for a long time called USN, and those guys are rabid fans of blades, like knives and whatnot, and also just a bunch of other stuff. I mean, holsters and custom whatevers. They've got him. There's guys in there that make pins. The guy that made
That with tools and shit, man.
yeah, EDC stuff. I took it off my key, but I had one made by Pangea Designs that I think Sean got one a long time ago as well. I carried one of those guys for a long time, and he started on USN. Anyway, they refer to him as Uncle Larry there, so I do as well.
He was the only person I ever the person that I actively sought out to take a picture with at a show.
Mm-hmm.
Because I bought both of my nice knives from him.
Nice guy. He's got nice stuff. He's got nice stuff. There's not a lot of people that stock, super nice stuff. And that's what he does. Yes, tactical pins is the funniest thing that he's ever read. That's true. It is a funny idea, but
For writing checks that are going to bounce.
It's also a thing that if you forget the tactical, like the cool part, you forget about the tactical part, that most of those things are made pretty well, and either out of titanium or something angry, and they usually have kind of interesting little features on them, like the bolt action pins and whatnot, and they all take quality.
Here you go.
There's you heard me click on you. There you go.
Bolt action pen.
Yeah, I think they're neat. It's a neat idea. Anyway, small.
This one is cool because you can take off the top piece. And it comes with like a touchpad, like an iPad screw-on piece too.
Mm-hmm.
Uses a stylus.
Yeah. So there's that. Sean referred to it earlier. The only thing I had in my notes from yesterday in planning was the fact that it's funny that, and I'm not referring, by the way, to a specific person that commented yesterday or the other day, because this has come up a couple of times in recent memory where people think that we've changed.
Mm-hmm.
No, we've been opinionated, and we've just been opinionated for a long time. And that's one of the things I always liked about the show is we didn't have to, we didn't accept any sponsors because we didn't want to be beholden to anybody, and we can let our opinions fly. And if you like it, that's cool. If you don't, you're a fucking fanny ball.
As Dr. Dre said, things just ain't the same for gangsters.
We have watched
Times are changing.
like our friends and other people within this industry update to the times, so to speak. And we never did. Like, we are still essentially the same people with largely the same tastes that we had 3.5 years ago.
So no taste.
The big thing is a couple of us have moved to full-time squonking. We weren't before. Massey's been squonking for a very long time.
Yep.
Before it was cool.
I'm not mouth to lung anymore. That's really the only difference.
And that's true. I did transition away from mouth to lung as well, but before you did. But
never into like Cloud Bro. Low. I mean, my build is still exactly the same. Like,
right.
The only thing that has changed is the amount of air. I still use 1.7 ohm coils.
Yeah,
Sean, don't ever change. ... Your underwear.
You said that, I was like, oh no, it's going to go for the underwear.
I'll keep that in mind the next time I go outside.
Right.
Hey, did you guys see this? This is a elite video of the fight choreography on Marvel's Iron Fist. There you go.
Oh, hold on. Click on you for 11. There we go. What?
There's a leaked video of the fight choreography of Marvel's Iron Fist.
That's a badass bike.
Well, Mac is more badass.
I do have. I did add some news. I do want to talk about this because Joe Allen posted a picture in SP and talking about some new bottles. And we've mentioned most of these bottles before, but I thought it would be interesting to talk about because there is one more in here that I hadn't seen. And there's another picture that I was going to show as well later. So this is the updated version of the Cappy V4 that Sean and I have been using for a while. This one's just black, so that doesn't really matter. But they have addressed something that we've been talking about for a while, which is a lot of these mech skunkers that are out these days. The firing, part of the circuit is kind of coming around the bottle, and the V4s had a metal cap on there, and they were very flush with the outside here. So while that's not an immediate danger, I think Masty agrees that it's just not a great idea to have something conductive between the negative and your battery, which could be a problem.
So people drop their mods all the time. So
so this one's apparently it's got a black Delrin cap on there. So the updated V4S, I think is what that says. Compact with a K and a K.
There's two things that I'm unsure about. First off, is it going to have the stupid branding on it?
Well, this render doesn't, but yeah, that doesn't mean because the IM 356 or whatever those guys have been working with some box.
What does new airflow system mean? Because a bottle shouldn't have an airflow system. It should
okay. So that actually is going to come up here in a minute. So I'll get there in just a second. There's another one called D mods. Those
look pretty good.
Yeah, these look kind of cool too. This is literally the only time I've seen this one, which is cool. And then we've got the other guy, which is the Luco Silk. And hopefully, I think we've got a line on getting a couple of those things in to look at. I think they look really cool. I mean, the cap looks super high quality and really nice. But, and you see this is that other Lucas thing that they've been doing, which is like a hard shutoff. It's just a little piece of plastic that's got kind of a graduated slit in the side, and you can kind of pull it out and cut the pinch the hose, crimp the hose. So in case you're going on a plane or whatever, you want to make sure that it doesn't squonk.
Needing to do the Lego hand trick that I do.
Or you can do that. That's also true.
We're talking about squonking or peeing in
Lego hands are probably.
Is this not just Joe backwards and forwards? I mean, come on. Freaking Joe, weirdo.
No, this is Joe.
Hold on, let me click on you. Did that get? Oh boy. So there's
love you, Joe.
There's that. We love you, Joe.
We said we love you, Joe, so it's okay.
That's right. It's RS, by the way. I just came up with the other link that I had. I forgot that I put this link in the notes to look at the V4 RS. So back to Sean's question about the new airflow system. So this is something that apparently the V4 RS did, but I saw it first on the Lucos silk bottles, and one of the features that they list for the silk bottles, and apparently now the V4 RS, is it has a way of screwing down the cap without and venting the excess air that's inside, so it doesn't piss out the sides or out the tube while you're screwing the cap down. So I assume that's what they're referring to because this says 100% no leak refill, and that's what it is. So it apparently can bleed the air out as you're screwing it down.
You know what else is a 100% no leak refill? Fucking refiller bottles.
Well, if you mess that up, you can get that thing to leak.
I haven't really had that problem yet because they're threaded. It's kind of hard to mess up.
Well, yeah, except for when as you're venting the air out of one side and squeezing back and forth. If you still have the bottles haven't come to equilibrium yet, you can have a little bit of a burble. But you're right, it's really not that bad if you equalize them pretty well. Because this, on these guys, on regular V4s, as you screw it down, while this is a very positive seal,
yes,
there's this thread or two where it can force some e-liquid out the tube.
Oh, 100%. Those will get messy as hell when you screw them down.
Right. And so can the Super Softs can do the same thing, but to a lesser extent.
Not as bad.
Because they don't see
Super Soft seal anywhere near.
That's why, is because it
I put an O-ring in mine. That's like pretty good. So I put an O-ring in mine.
Yeah,
Pretty
exactly.
good.
Mhm. So that's the thing. So I want to talk about the bottles. We're going to try to get some silk in. Now, the other thing that the silk has that to me is a pretty big con over the V4 is the V4S is the same capacity as the old Super Softs, which is 8.5 milliliters. The new silks, anyway, are like 6.8. And I think the V4S's are 6, right?
Yeah. They're the same as the 6 I'm buying.
Yeah, the 6s that I showed.
6.8 is okay, though.
It's okay, but it's still...
8.5, 6 is too little. 6.8 I can live with. And I'm excited about the Lucas bottles for a completely different reason, because they go in the shadow.
Right.
Do they have
That's
to
why I
make
want
baby?
the Lucas bottles, because the bottle, the Super Soft in here, I can't go back to Super Softs.
Nope, that was the worst thing about that thing.
It makes me not want to use the shadow. Like, if I have a decent silicone bottle in there, I'll probably actually use the shadow.
Yeah. So that's what I've got. I wanted to talk about bottles a little bit. We'll have an update later. Oh, I do have something coming in that I think should be in by next week. A very kind viewer whom I've known for a while, and we met actually when you all came to Dallas. We went to the showcase. He wanted me to try the Floud. And that's not one that I've tried as far as a bottom fed Addy. So he's going to send that. He's sending that now, and it should be here sometime midweek. So I can give that thing away. That I didn't really remember it very much, other than the fact that in my head I had it tagged with weird deck, and when I googled it, I was like, "Oh, that's got a weird deck." So we'll see if I get on with it. I'll build it and I'll vape it, and I'll probably talk to him about it and tweak as necessary, and we'll see how it goes. It looks nice. We'll see how it vapes. So that's kind of a cool little vape mail coming in. That's kind of exciting. I'll probably put that on the Evo because, as everybody knows, that idea's got an art on it. That's just all there to it. The end. I'm tired of talking.
So I'll carry on from last week's note set, and it says arms crossed. So arms crossed.
That's not the only thing.
I'm getting there. The problem is, I don't know that this other one is accurate. I'll say it. I like mods from smelly, hairy Italian dudes. I don't know that this is accurate because I can't confirm their smell. I've never met them, and I really can't confirm how hairy they are because I've always seen them clothed. So I can say I like mods from Italian dudes.
As far as your co-hosts know.
Yeah, but I can neither confirm the hairiness or smelliness of said Italian dudes.
But they're Italian, so you can probably guess they're probably hairy. Probably. I don't know if I've ever met an Italian.
I don't know that I would want to just like openly say that though. They could.
That's true.
I don't know.
I think they'll appreciate it.
Maybe they wax, man. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. That's true. They could wax.
I cannot say that with confidence. I actually did. There is something that I actually wanted to talk about that kind of came to my attention today based on sheer volume more than just a single situation. So remember we talked about FDA regs and all that crap, right?
Mm-hmm. We did.
So,
yeah, which time?
A lot. But we talked about how what this year is going to be a battle for the states.
Mm-hmm.
And in the last week, I've gotten like 6 emails from Alex about state taxes.
Mm-hmm.
New York was one of them, I bet.
New York is 40 cents a mil.
40 cents a mil, and criminal possession of 100 mils or more.
This shit's like all going on at the same time. Yeah. Rhode Island is an 80% tax.
Washington State was like 90 or something stupid, right?
Pipe tobacco, 80% tax on wholesale, which is ridiculous. There's a 74% tax in Montana on wholesale.
Both vapors in Montana are probably really mad about that.
Poor call.
Whoa, Matt and Vanessa.
Yeah.
Right.
And Nevada, oddly enough, Nevada is the least concerning. It's 5 cents a mil, which is still a bit, but it's not the New York 40 cents a mil.
Well, yeah, New York, they're always going to overshoot. It's probably, I mean, that's, fuck, I was supposed to do that today. I was supposed to hit up Alex and actually ask.
But that's legitimately in less than a week.
Yeah.
4 states
proposing
taxes. Like,
They got to recoup that tobacco money.
we knew it was coming, right? And it's coming fucking hard at this point. I don't have any other details out of that, just that I thought it might be discuss the fact that I got these email notifications and these things are going on.
Toonie said Hawaii is 95.
Jeez, and flavor ban. I did not get.
They should pass a wave tax for riding them.
I did not get an email about Hawaii, but
The servers ain't got any money, Foo.
Can't tax nature, man.
Hey, they got to pay a lot of money to get that shit shipped over there.
We got timestamp flits. It's coming fucking hard, Sean. 2017.
that's not going to replace Mechs Are Dumb. Sean, 2015.
Well, they also said that you like to give head or something, right? And something or other.
There was some show where I prepped everybody prior to saying something.
Oh yeah. No, someone timestamped it in the comments. Thank you, that guy.
I don't remember what it was though.
It's probably one of the iOS people.
He said, I think Sean said something along the lines of giving really good head.
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't pay attention to the things that I say.
Clearly.
Comes tumbling out.
Clearly.
Hey, I gotta like occasionally pay attention to the shit that I say because I'm married. Like I sure as hell not gonna do it on YouTube.
Right.
This is me time.
Oh God. Did you have me days too?
This weekend when I binge watched TV and played video games.
Things have been rough. I need a me day.
I didn't even do that. I just played video games and watched TV. There was no like grand statement about it or anything like that. Fuck that. I got nothing else though. Just that stuff. Mast?
Beer's coming back nicely.
We're talking about meat days.
Meat days.
Meat days or me days?
Either or.
That's all I got.
So are we cool? We can, like,
Just
an hour show this.
You want to keep playing it? There you go.
keep living.
Hold on, let me click on
Should
you.
we just end on this?
I think we should. I'm gonna let it play through. Dude,
Yeah,
that's
everybody.
brutal.
Oh, that's perfect.
Bye.
Structural integrity, yo. Buy titanium.